Restart.
There we go. Alright. Well, it's my ladies. I'm the Night VTuber Ragnar level, and let's do some Deer Days. So, I have had a bit of a rough time trying to find time to stream and do things because my schedule keeps changing, and I can't spend overly long tonight because I have to go and get an MRI done tomorrow. But I thought not many people have done the vintage game stuff, so we might as well do that. Now, I did actually just make a deck for this. I've actually made two. So this deck is actually the deck that I was playing in real life when I stopped playing Vanguard. You know what? I should probably be bigger on that, don't you think? Let me... Yeah. Yeah. There we go, now you can actually see more of me. So this deck is the deck that I was actually playing in real life, and I finished making it about, a week before clan fight format came in and made the deck unplayable. So this format doesn't use clan fights, so we can do this. So the objective here is that we basically use all the Murakamo cards to kind of maintain our hand where we want it to be, but Voidmaster and Dreadmaster can counterblast to discard the opponent's cards. This is obviously a very strong effect, and as a consequence, Nubatama didn't get new cards for a very long time. It was just... So there were these two, there's a grade 2, which is a superior... no, is it a superior card? Whatever it is, it's not very useful, and there's a grade 0, which is also not very useful. What else should I talk about? Because there's extra considerations with Vintage. So Vintage is built around an 11,000 power stat line. So as a consequence for that, you end up with mostly cards either have like 11,000 if they're meant to be like main pieces, but 10,000 on grade 3s that have particularly strong effects. And if your effect is like really good and can work on RC, then it might be a 9,000 power grade 2. So vanillas are a lot more common to see here because only vanilla cards had 10,000 and 8,000 by default. So this is important because 10 plus 8 is 18, and you need 18 to hit Crossride to a 13k base. The other thing that is important here is that shield values are lower, so grade 2s and grade 1s have 5,000 shield like you'd expect, but triggers draw triggers have 5,000 and all the other triggers have 10,000. And the trigger power boost is plus 5,000 instead of plus 10,000. This means that there's a lot of differences in how you play the game out. There's also no orders, and perfect guards don't have the if you have one or less cards in hand effect, so you always have to discard for them. So when I was playing which was basically until Clan Fight came along, and then I kind of tapped out a bit because I just spent a lot of money putting this together. I mean, this was a budget deck, so it was less than $50 to put together, but still. I mean, Phantom Blaster Overlord could easily run you $1,000 Australian. It was pretty rough. At that time, the wisdom was that you would run 2 perfect guards in every deck, and then you would add 1 more for every draw trigger. And maybe you didn't run 4 draw triggers, but there is a slight problem here, which is that if we go over and check out Murakumo, trigger unit, yeah, I don't have any options. There are only 4 triggers, and your trigger needs to match the clan of a card on your field or it doesn't work. So I could, and there aren't like Nubatama ones, so these 4 triggers are what I've got, so I have to run a rainbow spread. I don't have any choice in the matter. So we're going to start with that deck, and then we may play this one. This deck is a variation on the typical Dimensional Police deck. Not Daikaiser, Great Dayusha isn't in the game yet, and regular Dayusha is not really well set up, especially because you can use Ripple to shoot a Storm, but the objective here is like you swing with the Vanguard, you tap all 4 rear guards, you swing with the Vanguard because you get Twin Drive on both of those, and then if you hit any stand triggers, which you'll see that I'm running 8 of them, you stand Miracle Beauty and whatever is behind her, and then you get your 3rd attack, but you checked 4 triggers, which is pretty strong. So we may go and use that one, but for now we're going to do the Nubatama Murakumo deck. Oh, I know who that is. Oh, hey. I do. I don't have it on YouTube, obviously, but I do have, on my Twitch, a bunch of my sub emotes are trigger icons. All over. I'm currently playing Venero on ladder, but I haven't really found a deck that is like permanently attached to me to the degree that I did in previous versions, because in older versions I like exclusively played Dayusha because I was heavily influenced by the at the time that I was actively playing original format, the guy who was like the usual Australian national representative went to our store in Melbourne. So I was fairly heavily influenced by the funny meme deck that he used at one point, which was Laurel Great Dayusha, and I really enjoyed that deck, so I just kept playing it, and now you can't do that, because there isn't really a deck like it. That's unfortunate, but like the best thing that could happen is that I draw a grade 3. Is having to call. I should have attacked with the rear guard first because I run stand triggers. Fortunately, I didn't get one. Having stand triggers is a really big change because those went away like as soon as V series rolled out because they were a really bad idea. Wait. Oh. Okay, so Ferret is bugged and this doesn't go back to hand like it's meant to. I feel like Zorga is really complicated and I've never really had a good idea of how to use it. Which I'm gonna have to get over because I've started doing deck lists for everything. So I actually have all the deck lists for Dragon Empire, it's just because I'm not like a skilled editor, it's taking me quite a bit of time to get everything out. Like the 5-minute video that I put out that is the like lore intro and the Triumph Dragon deck list took me like 20 hours. Oh, I don't have a grade 3. Grade 2, of course. Because because Ferret was bugged, so the G2 didn't go back to my hand, so I have to G assist. Oh wow, okay. I'm really not surprised that some bugs snuck through on vintage cards, because nobody is playing this format. Oh, you are running the Grand Blue Mega Blast, okay. Yeah, I mean, Ashura Kaiser existing just means that Nova Grappler is kind of a really good deck. I feel like the AI isn't totally clear on how stand triggers should be used either. Yeah, I don't know if we'll really get more of that. This is what I didn't want to have happen. Having to ride Dreadmaster is really bad. Voidmaster, Dreadmaster is the G1. However, he was dumb enough to not block that, so he's going to lose 3 cards. Okay. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Okay, well, it looks like we'll be playing the Enigman deck after all because Ferret is bugged. You know, I think I can probably kill him this turn. Because he's only got 4 cards in hand, so I think I get away with this. The potential Mega Blast that is on this G3, which stands all of your units, it is really strong. Like, Mr. Invincible had this as well, and it was one of the best decks in the early format. But I've only ever hit it in a game once, because the real reason that it's here is just unflip cards and damage so that Voidmaster and Dreadmaster can discard stuff. Nice. My dude. So if you're ever in this situation, what you should actually do is take the attack from the from this one, because if you get a heal trigger, then you would find it much easier to guard the next attack, and you would conserve at least one of the cards in your hand, most likely. So what is meant to happen is, with Ferret, is that you would put the card that you called back into hand, but it's bugged and doesn't do that. So I guess we will be using a different deck. Because I know this one works. They also pretty clearly didn't spend as much time on the localization of this one, because I think they realized that lots of people were just not going to play it. Okay, nice. We got a ripple and we got a wave, so I just need to try and draw Storm. Oh, you chose not to call it. Okay. So one of the big differences about the game in this format is that there was no G assist originally. As the name implies, that was introduced in the G era. And then V did their own much better version of it before D finally just went, ah, fuck it, have a ride deck. So there were ways that you could some decks had ride lines where they tutored the next parts of them, but often if you didn't open the exact card that you needed, then your deck may just fall apart on the spot, which nobody enjoyed. Of course he did. Ah, that's not what I wanted to say. Okay. I should be able to block this one at least. this plus 2000 power effect doesn't look like a lot, but with a vanilla grade 1 behind you, that becomes a 20,000 power column, which is enough to like forcibly retire grade 2 rearguards. And for most grade 3s that aren't cross rides or lords, it's enough to make your opponent commit at least 2 cards to blocking it. Rather than damage, I think I'm going to try and get rid of this. Because unless I draw Storm, I'm going to have to ride Miracle Beauty next turn, and that's really not good, because it does nothing on the Vanguard circle except give me Twin Drive. It has a hits a Vanguard effect. That's not what I want to say. Oh, so that I could G-assist? Yeah, I need to remember that that's an option, because I basically didn't play in G except for that one arc of Seaside. Since I went second, I don't want to lose a tempo and go to and like delay my G3 turn at all, and I don't want to lose any cards out of hand either. So I think going for beauty is fine. Normally in this deck you'd run 8 crits, but I don't have the triggers for that. This is an RC only skill, right? Because I was like, surely that's not a thing for the Vanguard. Oh, that sucks. That one is a vanilla, so it's fine if that hits. I really would have liked to trigger there. Given that I can't tutor the grade 3 that I want, I wonder if it might actually be worthwhile to put back in some draw triggers. Like swap the no skill stand triggers for draw triggers. But the problem with that is that once you start using Laurel, you go through your triggers extremely quickly. Oh, I don't want to do this, but I'm going to do this. Okay. course you did.
パワープラスドライブチェック。よし、ヒールトリガー。パワープラススキル発動。ヴァンガードにアタック。ノーガード。ドライブチェック。ドライブチェック。ダメージチェック。
You know what? You were right. I should have discarded Miracle Beauty with the PG and gone for the G assist.
ノーガード。ダメージチェック。クリティカルトリガー。クリティカルプラスパワープラススキル発動。スペリアルコール。ヴァンガードにアタック。ガード。ドライブチェック。
Well, it's not like you spend a ton of time playing it.
ヴァンガードにアタック。ガード。ターンエンド。私のターン。ドロー。
Oh boy. Okay.
リアガードにアタック。ノーガード。ドライブチェック。スタンドトリガー。
Every time.
パワープラスドライブチェック。スキル発動。
Well, based on my hand, I should make it through next turn, so I just kind of have to hope that I get a storm at some point.
ドライブチェック。
There we go.
ドライブチェック。
Okay.
ターンエンド。私のターンだね。ドロー。コール。ヴァンガードにアタック。スキル発動。パワープラス
That's a lot.
ガード。
Yeah, although I'm not doing that just at the moment because the Nubatama / Murakumo deck, I was running Ferret as the grade 0, but it's bugged and doesn't put the card that you call with its act skill back into your hand. Yeah. What should I throw out from this hand? I really want to hang on to these. Because then I can have a 16k column that I can stand up, like if I get a stand on the second check. Actually, how many stand? Oh, I've used up all of my stand triggers. Okay, so Miracle Beauty just doesn't matter at this point. Okay.
完全ガード。ドライブチェック。
Whew. Okay, there we go. This was looking extremely sketch for a little bit there. There's actually not any point in me, like, calling any of these, so I'm just going to swing. I believe that was solved in errata. Why don't I just go ding? Oh, I know why, because I was... Alright, that's gonna have to wait. Let me check the Vanguard key. Flash shield assault. Oh, I see. Okay, so the history of Sentinel is actually a bit more complicated than that. But you can, they've since been errated, so, and when they're reprinted, they have Sentinels. So, for example, the Vanguard and Deleter G-Comic Booster has a reprint of Flash Shield Assault who has Sentinel as a keyword, which you can see on the actual card. So, no you can't, but good try. What a shame. It's a very normal amount of critical that I've got there. You can see here how much of a difference being on 11k base instead of 10k base makes, because I would have had to spend 2 cards to guard this if I was still on Miracle Beauty. I only have 2 triggers left in my deck, so it's not really a good strategy to go for the trigger pull, but getting more cards in hand will just kind of be necessary to make it through to next turn. Or I could hit a trigger anyway, despite there only being 2 left in my deck. That also means that Storm is now active, since it's going to have 15k power, so it gets an extra crit, which is exactly as strong as it sounds. Wow. So when I started doing drive checks, there were 2 triggers left in my 15 card deck, and I hit both of them in my top 4 cards. I'm just gonna let that one hit me so that I don't have to spend a card on it. No Persona Ride in this format, so I don't need extra copies of Storm. I'm not using my soul for anything in this deck either. That's not good. This one isn't going to get any bonus power, so I can actually afford to keep Daisy. What a pity, what a pity, what a pity. I physically cannot make it through the next turn with the cards that I have in hand because I don't have any heal triggers left. Alright, let's try that again. I think you're right, this time I will G-assist if I end up in that situation because hitting Storm is really important. Okay.
私のターンだね。ドロー。ライド。スキル発動しちゃおう。ターンエンド。私のターン。ドロー。
I don't know if this is bugged or if the AI is choosing not to use it because it doesn't know how to use vintage cards properly.
ライド。スキル発動。
However, not only is my ride lane now secure, but I actually have a Cosmo Beak, so on my first G3 turn, even if I don't have Laurel, I can do an extra critical play, which is really good.
ダメージチェック。ターンエンド。私のターンだね。ドロー。ライド。スキル発動。ステリオレコール。コール。スキル発動しちゃおう。
Wow.
ステリオレコール。コール。ヴァンガードにアタック。ノーガード。ダメージチェック。ヴァンガードにアタック。ノーガードライブチェック。スタンドトリガー。
Of course he did.
パワープラス。ダメージチェック。よし、ヒールトリガー。
Oh, but she had to spend the power on the Vanguard because her grade 2 only has 7,000 power.
パワープラス。ヴァンガードにアタック。 ガード。
I would have preferred to not commit a trigger to that, but I don't want them to start like pulling cards out of the deck.
ライド。コール。スキル発動。ヴァンガードにアタック。
Watch me turn over a stand trigger.
ドライブチェック。よし、スタンドトリガー。
Oh, that's frustrating.
パワープラス。
I mean, it was the likely outcome, but it's still pretty frustrating. This column is really bad, so I'm gonna leave it there.
リアガードにアタック。ノーガード。ターンエンド。私のターン。ドロー。ライド。コール。ヴァンガードにアタック。ノーガード。ダメージチェック。ヴァンガードにアタック。ノーガード。ドライブチェック。
Right, there's her actual Vanguard.
ドロートリガー。パワープラス。ダメージチェック。ヴァンガードにアタック。 ガード。
That is technically an overguard, but I don't want them to start fishing stuff out of the deck.
スタンド&ドロー。ライド。 にアタック。ノーガード。ドライブチェック。
Ooh. Unfortunately, because I don't have a second set of critical triggers until the Great Dayusha support comes in, which is in like, I think it's set 6 or something. It's like the second limit break set. I can't run 8 crit, unfortunately.
ダメージチェック。スキル発動。クリティカルプラス。ターンエンド。私のターン。ドロー。
But like using Dayusha, I have legitimately killed people from 0 damage in 1 hit before.
インターセプト。ヴァンガードにアタック。
I don't really want to get hit by this, but I also don't really want to block it. Oh, and she got the copy that she needed.
ダメージチェック。
That's rough.
スキル発動。スペリオルコール。スキル発動。
Wait, you looked at the top 5 cards of your deck, and these were your best choice?
ヴァンガードにアタック。ノーガード。ダメージチェック。よし、ヒールトリガー。パワープラス。ヴァンガードにアタック。ガード。ターンエンド。スタンド&ドロー。
Give me a laurel. Nope. Okay. That's fine. I've got a big column here
コール。
with Comrade and Daisy.
コール。リアガードにアタック。ノーガード。ヴァンガードにアタック。ガード。ドライブチェック。ドライブチェック。
Well, that's unfortunate.
リアガードにアタック。スキル発動。
Being not in a great position, I'm going to play this turn a bit defensively.
ノーガード。ターンエンド。スタンド&ドロー。コール。コール。ヴァンガードにアタック。スキル発動。パワープラス。
I guess I take this one and hope for a trigger,
ダメージチェック。
and then I perfect guard the Vanguard.
ヴァンガードにアタック。スキル発動。
And just hope for no trigger, I guess. Oh, that's bad. As you can see, there are a lot of flaws to this deck. I can't guard that. Yeah, okay. Rip. I might be the only person to have ever lost to this deck. Alright, well, let's go build some,
どうするんだ?
Right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy 10, or 50 of each booster. Oh. Something just occurred to me. I don't know if Barkgirl is banned as a starting Vanguard, because if it's not, then Barkgirl Soul Saver is like the deck. I shouldn't be playing anything else. I love the old Oracle Think Tank designs, like look at this art. Crap, I'm gonna sneeze. Okay, I think I got there in time. Right. Wait. There's 5 sets. I thought there was 4 and I apparently can't count. Okay, well we're off to a good start. I noticed that this card conspicuously, despite coming back for V-Series, very conspicuously did not come back for D-Series, because this card is a mistake. Tachikaze I kind of miss, because a lot of them had really sick art like this one. Although you can't see most of this one's art because of the way that they've done the art in Dear Days 2, because it should have this like big railgun looking thing up here that you can only see half of. Oh hey! They used the orgy art for Blazer Idols instead of the censored art for the English release. Also, this is possibly some of the best art in any game. Hang on, I'm taking a photo of that to send to a friend. This card too has really cool art. Okay, 6, 12, 18, I guess. Oh wow, I was not expecting them to have the, I misclicked, okay. I was not expecting them to have the cursed art for Still Vampire. It's like the last art that the author ever did because they died shortly thereafter, so like that version of the art is considered cursed. Wait. Oh. I was like, why does this one cost more? But it's because I was buying too many of them. You can see the obvious problem with Eclipse. Like, by the time that you get to it, your opponent is probably thinking about guarding the Vanguard anyway because of critical triggers. Maybe I should make Blau instead. I'm actually quite fond of the Amber Dragon cards, it's just they're not very good. Garmor is another solid choice, right? Because if you have like all 3 Snow Girls on the back line, it's 13k. And you can set that up really consistently. Oh yeah, these have really sick art. So this artist, who they have listed in Japanese, so I can't read it, they did the creature design for Garou, so they also did all of the art for the Garou collab cards that are in Etranger and look really cool. Oh, Dancing Wolf. I made someone rage quit Vanguard with this. So, with the way boosting works, the boost power isn't applied once. As long as the attack continues and like nothing happens to the boosting units to like remove it or whatever, its power is continuously applied to the unit that is being boosted. So if you hit a stand trigger, and this is behind your Vanguard, for example, if you give the plus 5,000 power to your Vanguard and then stand Dancing Wolf, Dancing Wolf will get plus 3 bonus, so your Vanguard just gained 8,000 power, which is enough to break some blocks that would normally require a second trigger. So this is on Ashira Kaiser, normally you run it in, so that's an 11k, so this is 18k base. If they guard for like 25, for example, that would normally need 2 triggers, but if you hit a stand trigger and stand Dancing Wolf, then you are at 26 and will hit them. And I played that into someone and they never played Vanguard again because they got really mad about that interaction. Snurgle. So this is also pretty solid, right? Because it's 8k if you have Snurgles, or if you have 4 Snurgles, then a column of Snurgles is 18k, so it can hit cross rides. It's like Garmor is a bit rogue, but it's also better than you might think it is. It hits pretty much all of the right numbers. Oh, okay, wow. My chat just like stopped working until right now, so I have not seen anything until like the Dancing Wolf bit. What decks am I going to be upgrading once DZ Set 7 gets released? I have no idea. Card sets, booster sets, DZ booster set 7, Moonfangs and Cerulean Blaze. Okay, what do we got? Bavsagra is probably going to be the meta choice, because like Bavsagra is extremely good. And I'm not sure that the in-game ban list will cover Veilord, because in real life, Veilord is limited, right? Or it's going to be. Rules. Oh, okay, no, I thought that Veilord was getting hit. Oh, maybe that's only in Premium, because Premium sucks. Oh, okay. I just queried with someone. So I don't think that the game will probably update for the new list, which is for a much more advanced game state, right? Because I don't think that one comes in, and yeah, that doesn't come in until next month, but that next month, like the most recent card set will have been it's gonna be January, February, March, April, May, June. Yeah, like the most recent set will have been set 8 for normal series, which came out 4 days ago in Japan. And the two like special start decks and Festival Booster 2025 are like the non-special ones, so I don't think that the game's ban list will update for the VANGUARD hit that quickly. Since like that ban is with more modern cards than we'll have after the next set update. So we get to have like full power Bavsagra 2 for a while, because she was really good. What else happens in that deck? We get a new Majesta Australia card. This one looks pretty good actually, unlike Astray Masks, which looked pretty terrible. Vistruga comes out, which they spent a lot of time talking up. I would have liked to see more Mythisk cards like show up in other nations as well, rather than just the one extra in Kita, but there's only so many sets. Let's see, we're getting a white girl for High Beast support. Notably, they decided to make her a grade 3, which is intelligent, because one of the problems that we previously had, right, was I think she's in this set, right? Where was she in set 2? Yeah. So, because this card existed and was grade 2, they couldn't print any Royal Paladin High Beasts that were grade 3 for ages and ages, because otherwise you would have been allowed to call it like a grade 3 from deck before you were meant to, which was obviously a big designer oversight. But they've wisely decided to make the upcoming one, whose name is a play on the original, because the original one is named for red, whereas this one is named for blue. But this one is a grade 3, and it's a Vanguard Circle grade 3, so you don't run into that problem. I might run this deck actually, just because it looks pretty fun. And very, very few decks outside of Lyrical are tribal decks in D-Series, so I think that's kind of interesting. Let's see, Argo Siren Calliopeia. Lion Zone has one or more different Titan cards. Oh. Right, okay, so this is like a Lyrical deck in disguise. Okay. Oh, but it gets... is that free? Oh, it gets a restand with no discard, so you actually do +1. Not counting playing the order, but you can do that with a million different things. So the grade 3 order gives you a restand when you bind it. Oh, and the grade 1 one lets you restand a rear guard, so you could really easily get a lot of attacks with that deck, so that's probably going to be pretty good. Artisaria comes out. I'm probably going to play this one. I'm definitely going to play the Dragon Tree Retrain, because I like weird decks like that a lot, and that version, the original version of Guerilla was kind of shit. I watched Wildress with Lauren recently, and basically every time Guy and Jinky were playing, I was like, wow, it's amazing that they're like actually getting to live long enough to use its skill, because that is not how the game is played normally. New stealth card. No, that's Frase. Okay. Oh, yeah, no. I'm keeping an eye on Dragon Empire stealth named cards, because if there was like even one more card of support, I think Megalonozuchi would be a really good deck. But it really lacks the card that it needs to make it a good deck. Oh man. Oh, this is a card that I'd love to have in Great Nature. Because I've been playing Venero, which is all about using Blitz orders. This is interesting. So it's a set order, but you drop it to get +10 in Blitz order timing, which is kind of cool. And for some reason we have lyrical cards that are invading a normal set. Oh, because they're Artisaria support, okay. That's fair enough. And we also have Bang Dream exclusive cards. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'll probably run the Lyrical Lock deck. And I will definitely run the Retrained Guerilla, because I love like goofy decks that don't play like normal decks. Right, MLB get, we've got Brave get. 1 PBO, 1 Dart, that's pretty good. Now got an infinite number of Betavirs. Here's another Garrow art card, which looks incredibly cool. Can I just mention, like, aside from this art being really slick, I'm just gonna look something up real quick, because I want to see. What's her name again? Dire Lady. Huh. No, okay. I was actually wondering if this was the guy who does a lot of, did the Mega Man Zero art and does a ton of fan art for it and Kamen Rider and stuff, but it is not. However, they are apparently... a mechanical designer, so I'm curious what they worked on. Ooh. Oh. Yeah, okay, that checks out. So this guy who did the Daily art did the Thrones and Arch Gundam variations in 00 and did all of the Barbatos designs in Iron-Blooded Orphans, along with all of the like good designs from that, so Hashmal and its Plumas and the Guzion rebake in Full City. Oh, and he also did the Galbaldi rebake in Build Divers, which is a nice touch. So this is on the Gundam Wiki as it's labeled Artwork of the Gundam Barbators. Which is like technically true, but that's clearly not the actual focus of the image. Okay, what are we doing? Well, if Bakal isn't banned, let's just find out if he is.
どのデッキを見る？
Looks like he's not banned as the first Vanguard, so... Okay, so we need... Lou... Oh, I need to undo my, filtering. Flogel... And then I'm also going to want Honga. Technically, I could get away with running less Soul Savers, but I probably will do that. Actually, let's take out 2U and then... Oh. It unset my clan. There we go. I really want to run like an 11k that I can drop on top of Soul Saver. But we don't really have one, do we? Oh, I can run Palamedes. That's like fairly solid. All right, let's grab our PGs. I'm gonna run all of them. draw triggers. Would you stop undoing my clan search? Alright, I've already got crits. I don't need a heal. Okay. Right, this one's VR, so it can work on the rearguard circle as well, and I should probably run Wingle so that let's see, because Wingle comes out to 10k, so this is 19, and then with the Soul Saver bonus, it's 24, which is enough to hit cross rides, so I think that's probably still worth doing. And then I should probably consider the merits of running something like Bedivere and K. Or even just running vanillas. I don't necessarily want to do too many grade 3s, but I want to have some, so maybe I'll just run a couple of copies of this and like try and save up on my hand that way. Let's see, I might run, I think I should run a few copies of Akane so that I can tutor Pongal. I mean, obviously I'd hoped to draw it, but that isn't always feasible. Oh wait, Bedivere K worked differently in this format, didn't it? Right. I think running 4 Maron is like mandatory here. So since I'm running Akane, I'll back off on a Pongal and I'll run, we're not going to have a blaster named Vanguard, so I'll just run 4 copies of Gancelot. Gallatin, not Gancelot. I might back off on 1 each of these and run 2 extra gigantic charges just to make Palamedes a bit more consistent. Not 50 cards in the main deck, dummy. There we go. I like how the keycard defaulted to Barkal. It's like, yeah, that is pretty much exactly what we're doing here. One downside to this deck is that I have like no counter charge, but the plan is to get Soul Saver set up and just snowball the game. Oh, interesting. So in D series, when you win the toss or RPS or whatever, you choose if you start bet correctly. In older versions of Vanguard, when you won the RPS, you just went first, and there was nothing you could do about it. Yo, starting with a Lu is good, so I can just grab Flowgal. So next turn I don't actually need to write a card, because I'm going to use Barkal and Lu to do it for me. Nice crit. So now I just have to try and get Soul Saver, but I've got a grade 3 in hand for in case I don't get it. Oh, that is some bullshit. That's a shame. I would have really liked to draw her. Oh, well, that's also fine. I am already out 2 stands, so I'm not going to try and force that one. Yeah, okay.
ダメージチェック。ヴァンガードにアタック。ガード。ターンエンド。スタンド&ドロー。ライト。コール。コール。ヴァンガードにアタック。
Alright, you're not gonna get anything off that, so I may as well take that hit
ノーガード。
and look for a trigger.
ダメージチェック。スタンドトリガー。
Nice.
パワープラス。ヴァンガードにアタック。ガード。ドライブチェック。ヒールトリガー。
Now, the question is, do you believe? No, she didn't believe.
ドライブチェック。スタンドトリガー。
She should have believed. That's a problem.
ヴァンガードにアタック。ガード。ヴァンガードにアタック。インターセプト。ターンエンド。スタンド&ドロー。
Unfortunately, I ended up losing all of my rear guards, so I can't actually call, like, ride Soul Saber this turn and have it work.
コール。コール。スキル発動。
Actually, you got 8,000, so I need Pongal behind you to make 15.
ステリオルコール。リアガードにアタック。スキル発動。パワープラス。ノーガード。ヴァンガードにアタック。スキル発動。パワープラス。ノーガード。ドライブチェック。ドライブチェック。
Okay, well, now we come to the actually difficult part, which is that I need to hold on to all of these rear guards.
リアガードにアタック。ノーガード。ターンエンド。私のターンだね。ドロー。コール。ヴァンガードにアタック。ガード。ドライブチェック。
Okay.
ドライブチェック。
Please don't attack Akane. You're going to attack Akane, aren't you?
リアガードにアタック。
Yeah, I have to make this incredibly awful play.
スキル発動。
So I was checking my chat readout up on my
完全ガード。
preview window, to make sure that my chat hadn't just locked up and not done anything for 30 minutes.
スキル発動。パワープラス。リアガードにアタック。スキル発動。
I do only have one stand left, but it's still worth, like, trying to hit it. Especially because Palamedes will be 23 after Soul Saver, which is really good.
スキル発動。パワープラス。ノーガード。ドライブチェック。クリティカルトリガー。
Nice.
クリティカルプラス。パワープラス。ドライブチェック。ダメージチェック。よし、ヒールトリガー。パワープラス。ダメージチェック。ドロートリガー。
Seriously?
パワープラス。
That's only one trigger. There's no way she can't defend that. I'll go for the rear guard instead.
ノーガード。ターンエンド。私のターン。ドロー。コール。コール。ヴァンガードにアタック。スキル発動。パワープラス。インターセプト。ヴァンガードにアタック。スキル発動。完全ガード。ドライブチェック。ドライブチェック。よし、ヒールトリガー。パワープラス。
2, 3, 6, 7 triggers left. Wow, okay, nearly a third of my deck.
ヴァンガードにアタック。スキル発動。パワープラス。ガード。ターンエンド。私のターン。ドロー。コール。リアガードにアタック。スキル発動。パワープラス。ノーガード。ヴァンガードにアタック。スキル発動。パワープラス。ガード。ドライブチェック。ドライブチェック。クリティカルトリガー。クリティカルプラス。パワープラス。
She should be able to block this with one trigger, but let's just make sure. Yeah.
ターンエンド。スタンドアンドドロー。コール。
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna make it through this turn. Let me see. Without a perfect guard, I can't reliably guard the Vanguard, so I'll take this hit, and then if I get a heal, I'll be able to guard the Vanguard, which will stop her from getting extra attacks.
ダメージチェック。次は私が勝つ。
Okay, I really thought that was going to work better. Alright, it's 10 PM, so I need to start winding down because I have an early start tomorrow. But hopefully I will be able to stream a bit more after I finish my uni work for the week, which will have to be later in the week. Just, I don't know how much I'm going to get jerked around by renovating the other house. So yeah, I have started doing a series of deck lists for this game. It was meant to be one big video, and then I realized like 20 hours in that, and only having done one of them and the intro, that if I wanted to get them anything out before the game was like replaced by New Days 3, I should start doing that a little bit faster. So yeah, the first one of those is out. I'm doing Dragon Empire first. I'm planning to do a supercut video at the end, but in the meantime you can check out the individual lists. I will try and have another one up sometime this week. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Also, shoutouts to Ragnar, who is not me, but subscribed and likes the same things as me, so obviously I have a doppelganger out there somewhere. Alright, I'll see you guys next time.